Welcome into AZ Audibles. I'm Haley Stasiak here with Eric Sorensen and Jordan Ham. The whole crew is back in the studio. We are at the midpoint of the season. Pretty hard to believe. It seems like just yesterday, week 0 was starting. But with that, let's talk about our impressions thus far.
Let's give some love to the South Mountain Jaguars. I know they lost last week to Central, but they're 4-1 after going 1-10 last season. Mark Carter has been building that program from the ground up and doing a great job. This year, the focus has been on defense. They're allowing only 15.4 points per game, and their talented dual-threat senior quarterback, Jeremiah Williams, is not only experienced, but he's getting it done on the field as well.
Perry is 5-0. I saw them play in week 0, which, like I said, it seems like that was just yesterday. Defense was pretty good, but that offense really impressed. Brock Purdy, dual threat. He's got over 1,400 passing yards, and he leads the team in rushing yards with 295. Kenny Foltz is right behind him. And then you have a pretty strong receiving core in just Shane James and Colby Dickey. They've combined for 638 yards this season.
One of the most impressive groups that I've seen so far is the Centennial Coyotes. This is a team that made it to the 5A state title game last year, lost to Williamsfield, but they return a ton of talent. Dom Hampton, I finally got to see him in person. He is a huge defensive back, a Washington commit, and the guy can absolutely fly. He had 2 pick sixes in the game I was at. And then up front, you know that Centennial loves those big offensive linemen, those big defensive linemen. They do a really good job shuffling in all of their playmakers to make sure that they're fresh. Throughout the game, they just physically impose the opponent and really wear them down. So especially in the second half, they can really make some huge plays.
Another team that's impressed me so far this season is Mountain Point. I went out and saw them last week, and their defense is pretty solid. Shamari Hayes, Kenny Churchwell, and Tyree Johnson all have combined for 75 total tackles this season. And then you've got the Mountain Point offense led by Nick Wallerstedt, another dual-threat quarterback, and their receiving core in Delano Salgado and Pleasant Johnson.
The team that has really jumped out to me recently, I saw them last week, is the Chaparral Firebirds. You know that the offense has plenty of weapons on the outside and in the backfield, but on the defense, they really impressed me. You have Oliver Karras. He's a defensive end, linebacker, hybrid type. And then there are 2 guys in the linebacking core that are just everywhere. They're brothers, Zion Tesler and Braxton Tesler. They're small in stature, but wherever the football is, number 33, number 54 are near that. And because of that, I'm going to go ahead and just give them the nickname right now, the Tasmanian Devils, because there's always a cloud of dust around them when they're making plays.
That's good. If you're looking for good football, speaking of that, in the West Valley, why don't you check out the 4A West Valley region. Cactus, Peoria, Greenway, Sunrise Mountain, and Moon Valley are a combined 19-1 going into week 5. Unbelievably balanced region.
A lot of good football that's already happened so far in the 2017 season, and a lot more good football to come, guys. That's what we've got for you this week on AZ Audibles. Be sure to check out Eric's Zone Read and more of our high school football content, including Jordan and I's Friday Night 360 AZ preview show on sports360az.com. We'll see you next week.